All right, so it says I'm live. Hey everybody, welcome back to Tech Rants. My name is Q, and yeah, let me go ahead and pull up the chat in case anybody joins. I know it's almost 6 o'clock in the morning. It's early, you know. I know I don't expect anybody to join in, but if anybody does, thank you so much. Shout out to the replay crew. Um, and I'm gonna just address a couple things in this video. We're gonna chat. Well, if anybody joins in, we can chat. But yeah. Um, Currently streaming from my Wi-Fi. Okay, give me 1 second. All right. So yeah, I am here. Good morning to anybody that just joined in. It is like I said, it's almost 6 o'clock in the morning. It's Alexa, what time is it?
It's 5:54 a.m.
Alexa, what time is it?
It's 5:54 a.m.
All right, so as you can see, it's 5:54 in the morning. Um, like I said, don't expect anybody to join in, but if you do, thank you. So yeah. So first of all, I think I did address this comment. And I keep getting it, so I'm gonna keep addressing it. Okay, for those that watch my videos, and those that really support me, you guys know I'm visually impaired. Okay, I can't see a fucking thing. So for my camera angles, yes, they're gonna be a little off. They're not always gonna be on par, but that's what you get. I try my best. Excuse me, and sometimes it don't work out that way. So things happen. But as long as you can hear me and I get my point across, that should be the only thing that matters. So yeah. So um, I'm watching the stream on my iPhone SE, and I'm pretty sure if you listen closely and you got good sound, you can hear the birds. I did hear the birds in the background. They're outside, and I'm inside. I'm in the office, or office / bedroom, whatever. But anyway, so yeah, so don't leave me dumb comments talking about, oh, you don't pay your electric bill, you're always in the dark or whatever. No, that's not gonna fly here. So yeah. First of all, okay. So like I said, I am streaming from the J7 Perks as usual. So we're gonna talk before I get into budget phones and Alcatel 3V and all this other stuff. I do want to make a couple comments and just a couple, observations. So when I streamed from the J7 Perks yesterday, or was it yesterday or like 2 days ago, using the Boost Mobile LTE, it didn't, it still had some hiccups to it, but you know, it wasn't as horrible. And I'll explain what I mean. So thank you to who's ever watching. Definitely leave a like, subscribe. You got any questions? Definitely leave it down below. You wanna, whatever, share it out. Get people to come in here. I know it's like I said, it's late, early, whatever you want to call it, but yeah, whatever. So yeah, but if you look at my stream that I did, it was like 20 minutes long. I actually did that from Boost Mobile, and it was using the J7 perks. Okay, that live stream, it had issues, but it wasn't bad. It got through. It like I said, a hiccup here and there, but it was pretty good. So which proves that my J7 Perks has a stronger antenna than the iPhone SE. So, matter of fact, I'll go ahead and do a speed test while I'm here, and I'll do a speed test right now to show you guys to see you know what I mean. All right, so the ping is 26 milliseconds, which for a Saturday morning that's pretty good. You know, usually people are coming home from the club, and a lot of stuff is going on. So my downloads is 18 megabits per second. See, the downloads I'm not having any issues with. All right, so yeah, my speed test. Okay, so the upload is 0.2 megabits. So I'm gonna run one more speed test, and then I will, just for labs, I'll do a Wi-Fi speed test, because a lot of people are actually interested. Um, and actually, guys, what was I about to say? I have been using the LTE nonstop this week, and honestly, I haven't had any issues. Okay, download is 15.3 megabits. But yeah, I've been using the LTE data to watch movie. Well, watch you. I've been watching. I watch a lot of YouTube. I watch YouTube more than I watch TV. Wait a minute. Actually, I finally got some upload speeds worth talking about. My upload speeds that time that I just did it was 9.34. So I got to do one more test. That was actually quite interesting. I have not seen high upload speeds that in a long time. I actually did get them yesterday with the J7 Perks, but I didn't, whatever. So yeah, but yeah, the I can I can't even remember what I was saying. But yeah, the antenna in the iPhone is a little weak. Um, but yeah, I've been using LTE data to stream and YouTube, and I pay bills and stuff yesterday with it, and it's actually not that bad. Okay, so now I'm getting some upload speeds that are actually better. So I don't know if they're actually working on the towers. I don't know what's going on, but I'm actually getting some good. Okay, turn on Wi-Fi. All right, so I will do a speed test with my Wi-Fi. To let you guys know what I'm getting. My Wi-Fi is superb, but I use they gave me LTE data for a very good price, so I'm gonna use the shit out of it. It's just that simple. Um, and what was I about to say? Yeah, I'm gonna use it. For $40, you can't beat it. Okay, my downloads is 89.5 megabits per second. They're usually faster than that. But I'm not complaining. I'm actually supposed to get all the way up to 200 megabits. Only 8 megabits upload. Okay, so we're gonna run one more test. I'm usually getting in between one. I've gotten as high as 150. So we're gonna see again. And I know I haven't gotten to what the point of this live stream is about, but we'll get to that here in a second. Okay, so actually my Wi-Fi here is not the best. Well, it's not, All right, so my Wi-Fi is actually, I've gotten better speeds before. I'm actually supposed to be getting 200 megabits, and I am on the 5G versus the 2.5G. Um, so yeah, give me one second. And I'll get back to the chat here in a minute. All right, so my speeds are fine. They're between 70 and 80, megabits download, and upload is of course more than enough to do a live stream. So, all right, so okay, it is what it is. Turn off Wi-Fi, and I have not upgraded to iOS 11.4. I probably will do that this weekend just to see. So yeah, I'm gonna pull up the chat. All right. All right. So back to business at hand. All right. So the Alcatel 3V, it didn't launch on May 29th. So apparently I was gonna get it, but at the moment there's a hold on that. I actually did not get as well. The month is not over. A lot of things are going on, with my income at the moment. But I did not get as much money as I thought I was going to get. Nowhere near. And by the time you look at some things, pretty much most of it is gone. I had to pay some bills, and I'm right now this month. Unless a miracle comes my way, I'm going to be living a tight, very tight pockets right now. So yeah, I really wish my partnership, came through, that I get from making these videos, but it didn't come through as much as I thought. So yeah, that's the problem right there. And then uh, what else was I saying? Oh, and of course, I would never beg anybody for donations, but that best believe if I had the donation option, it would, donations would definitely be appreciated. But I'm not asking anybody to give me any money. So I'm gonna find other ways to make income. My YouTube partnership seems like it's going downhill. My business is kind of on the halt right now, so I really don't have much to go on. So we'll see what God won't make a way. I'm not gonna get religious on this channel, but God will make a way. Um. So yeah, the Alcatel 3V. It does not have the best specs. The clock speed of the processor is very low. But it does. I'm not gonna judge it because I never used it. I think the 16 gigs and 2 gigs of RAM, although I have seen some 32 gigabytes available for like $20 more, which is pretty good. That phone, it has promising specs. You know, a 3,000. Here's what gets me, and I'm not even gonna bash it as much because they're not selling it, like a very expensive phone. But a 3,000 milliamp hour battery in a 6-inch display that's f8 full HD plus, not gonna cut it. And you didn't even give it fast charging. That's for $50 more I can get the Honor 7X. Hell, the Blade Z Max has fast charging. The Moto G6 Play has fast charging. Of course, they have bigger batteries, but that's besides the point. So yeah. Um. What else? So yeah, I mean it looks pretty good. And honestly, if I do get the money, I probably will get my hands on it because it looks like a nice phone. I would still like to get my hands on the Moto G6 Play, and I would have, if things would have went the way I wanted to, I actually would have got the Moto G6 Play, probably even activated it and see if I can work out a deal with Boost Mobile, and use it as a second line. But when I do get back on my feet, I will be getting a second line. Excuse me. I will be getting a second line with Cricket. Um, yeah, I will be getting a second line with Cricket, and I'll be using that, to get unlocked phones. But one thing that does irritate me, and my iPhone's dying, of course. One thing that does irritate me about the Alcatel, not the Alcatel, about flagship devices. Here's the thing: you create this phone that has all these amazing features, and specifically, I'm talking about the LG G7, ThinQ, or whatever you want to call it. I looked at the specs for the first time in depth, and a lot of people are doing this. OnePlus, I'll get to you in a minute. But you know, a lot of carriers are doing this. LG did manufacturer. LG did it. You know, even Apple. You know, let's just talk about flagships in general. You create all these jaw-dropping features. You know, world-class camera, world-class, security features, all this other mess, but you got this 6.5, 6.2 inch display. It's 2K plus and triple dual cameras and all, no, nobody has triple camera, but nice dual camera setup, you know, latest software, all these tweaks, you know, better artificial intelligence, and just world class phone. $700, even $1,000. So you got this nice big ass display, it's all good, and then here we go. 6.2 inches, got all the stuff, but a 3,000 milliamp hour battery. And then the iPhone 8, iPhone 10's case, what is it, like 2,800 milliamp hour battery? Are you kidding me? It may barely last me through the day. But honestly, you got budget. You look like that. You look at the LG X Charge. You look at the Moto G6 Play. You look at the Moto E4 Plus. You take a look at those phones. Those phones have the Moto G6 Play has 4,000 milliamp. LG X Charge 4,500. You got all these. You know, budget devices that have bigger batteries. Yeah, their processors are not up to par, they're not the best cameras, probably whatever. But still, it, honestly, I think that these companies, these manufacturers can do better with battery life. HTC was always the worst when it came to battery. Samsung, you're getting there. You really are. Motorola, I've heard the good things about them. Their batteries actually do last. But it depends on what type of processor you put in it, and all things like that. The J7 Perks that I have, it has good. It has exceptional battery life. I mean, you take a look at it. It's 5.5, but it's a 5.5 HD display, a 3,300 milliamp hour battery. That's fine. And it has a very nice, efficient processor. Snapdragon was a Snapdragon 625. Very efficient processor for this phone. So I mean, but seriously, you charge me $700-800 for a phone, $1,000 for a phone, and you want to put a 3,000 milliamp hour battery in it. That's probably going to barely get me through the day. And no, I think the manufacturers need to step up with it. But but you take a look at companies like Alcatel and Huawei. But of course they banned Huawei from the U.S. You just take a look at New and Xiaomi and Elephone. A lot of these manufacturers, they're building top-notch phones, for way more than half the, even the OnePlus. It's still a kind of an expensive phone, more than what I would pay, way more than what I would pay. But you get a lot for $550. Or was it like you could still get a lot that I would get. I pay $1,000 for an iPhone 10. Okay, I get okay. So let's take a look at it. I pay $1,000 for an iPhone 10. I get world class specs. Okay, I get facial ID. Okay. I get nice cameras. Okay. But I get a small ass battery. I get no fingerprint sensor. And I don't get a headphone jack. I don't even get the fast charging. I not, I gotta pay extra for the fast charging, and I gotta pay extra for wireless charging. Okay, One 6, about $700 at the most. I get Face ID. I get fingerprint sensor. I get a headphone jack. I get, you know, the fast charger include. Like, really, what are these companies thinking? I just, I don't know. And I wish that companies like OnePlus, I hope they really rethink the decision on Huawei. I wish companies like OnePlus would definitely get recognition. Unless you're a full YouTube, like if you watch a lot of YouTube tech or you're really into technology like that, or maybe if you come across an ad on YouTube or Google, or like you're not gonna see a commercial for the One 6. They're not gonna sell it, at Metro PCS or AT&T. They're not gonna offer it to you. But it's a good phone for the price. Like I said, I'm not gonna pay 500-600 bucks for a phone. But you take a look at what it's up against. It's got some. It's a competition. Definitely, it could be. It's crazy. And I seen somewhere where somebody said something. You got companies like Huawei who are beating out Apple and Samsung. So it's crazy. Huawei makes quality phone. They can make like the P20 Pro. Yeah, okay, that's a nice phone, and they put that nice big battery in it. It's for. I think for a 6-inch phone, a 4,000 milliamp hour should be the minimum. This is my opinion. I would say, if it was me, I'd say about 5,000 milliamp hours. I've seen the biggest battery I've seen in a phone, probably is 5,000. Although Blue had one that was 5,300 milliamp hours. I wanted that phone desperately, but anyway. What was I about to say? Oh yeah. So, you know, there is a phone that's made by Doogee. And it has a 12,000 milliamp hour battery. And boy, if I could get that, if that phone is available in the U.S. or if I could even, here's the thing, I don't even care about a phone supporting LTE bands. As long as I can make a phone call in my house and, use the internet basically, I had a phone that didn't support LTE bands. A lot of Blue phones didn't used to support LTE bands. They were all HSPA, which is basic, just 4G. A lot of them supported just regular 4G, which was like 21 to 40 megabit, which is fine. That's way fast enough to, stream and, do music and stuff like that. I got Wi-Fi. I'm fine. But, the Doogee L 12,000, I think is what it's called. It was it looked first of all, it looked nice. It probably didn't have the best performance, but the battery, 12,000 milliamp, that phone's gonna last you probably a week, if not more. If 5,000 milliamp hour battery lasts you about 2 days on a charge, or I've seen some that say 4 days on one charge. Yeah, a 12,000 milliamp hour is gonna last you a couple weeks. So yeah, it is getting daylight, as you can see. You see my wonderful face? Hello, everybody. And it's time to shave too. So, and I don't know. I might go no shave November, but we'll talk about that when we get there. It's only June, so. But yeah, I don't know, guys. I just don't think you have to spend $1,000 for a phone. You take a look at the Alcatel 3V, the Honor 7X, the new Mobile G3. You know, take a look at all these phones that are under $200, and they have a lot to offer. So I don't know. I guess it just depends on who you are. If you have to have the latest and the greatest, you know, that's fine. Matter of fact, I think there was a phone. Matter of fact, I'm gonna look it up. There was a phone that was like $99 that had the latest Snapdragon processor. I'm gonna look. Matter of fact, let me look that up. Search the web for smartphone under $200 that has latest Snapdragon processor. Oh no. Search the web for Lieco Pro. Search the web for Lieco Pro smartphone. Yeah, okay, so it was the Lieco Pro. Matter of fact, hold on, give me one second. I want to find that phone. Mr. Who's the Boss $99 smartphone. I'm gonna find it. Yeah, I'm gonna watch this video. I'm not gonna turn it up because I don't want to be copyrighted. But shout out to Mr. Who's the Boss. Um, Definitely a good YouTuber. And I got a survey. So give me one second. Yeah, me one. Okay, so it's a Leeco phone. It's got a four. It's got a 10 core CPU, 4 gigs of RAM, and 128 gigs of storage. So very nice phone for the price. You can't beat it. So, and I'll jump back on. I'm actually gonna watch that video and I'll go back to it. So I'm actually gonna go back to my channel. And I'm about to jump off of here in a minute because my phone is at 7%. So give me one second to pull up the chat. So yeah. You don't have to blow a bunch of money on a phone. It's just not necessary. And I really think that hopefully the days, well, probably not, but the days where you don't have to spend $1,000 for a phone, to get decent quality, they are coming to an end. We have more and more choices for people who are on budget. And thanks to Android Go, which I'll probably do a live stream about that, Android Go and Android One. But basically, Android Go is supposed to be right. Okay, dropped y'all. Sorry. Um, what was I going to say? Oh, the no, fuck. Um, I can forget what I was going to say. Man, I forgot what I was going to say. Um, Come on now, think. I dropped y'all. I was talking about budget phones, and oh yeah, the days where you spend $1,000 for a smartphone are pretty much going to be. We have Android One and Android Go. Okay, so Android One, of course, is basically a pure stock version of Android. There's no modifications to it. When every company receives the software updates when they are released, but they don't send it out to the consumer until they finish making their tweaks or whatever they need to make to them. Like Samsung has TouchWiz, so they got to put their TouchWiz skin on top. Like everybody has, a lot of people mainly have, what they need to do to make it, better. So Android One is basically the way of saying we're not changing it. This is what you get. When we get the updates, we release them. It's like that. So it's like Apple. So Nokia does it. I think Xiaomi is doing it. Of course, Pixel phones have it. So it's basically like a cheaper version of a Pixel. Motorola is pretty much stock Android. The thing, it's not Android One. I think they can't. They have some phones that are Android One, but they don't do it because they realize if they want, especially for the budget lines, they just make a new phone that has the latest version. Of course, when they were owned by Google, they did receive updates for a while. So yeah, Android One is basically so you can get the full Android experience and you can receive updates for 2 to 3 years. Android Go is kind of the same way, but it's more optimized to run on lower end devices. So there are a couple companies that are making 8 GB phones. Still 1 gig of RAM. Nokia's even making a couple of them. So Android Go would help that phone run smoothly, and it's very well optimized. So the days of paying $1,000 for a phone are damn near over. So um, you got a lot of choices for under $100, $200. You got a lot of choices. You don't have to buy an iPhone 10 to be cool. In my opinion, you don't. Of course, kids, the way this generation is set up, if you don't have an iPhone or a Samsung, you're pretty much just any phone any phone that they don't show on TV. If you don't have one of those, you're messed up. So if you got an iPhone, Samsung, Motorola, Pixel, something that's heavily advertised and pushed on TV that looks cool. Um, and I'm gonna teach my kids that this phone is cool. You know, they got phones for $200 that does stuff that phones for $1,000 don't do. Matter of fact, the new Mobile G3, it has face unlock, fingerprint recognition, and a headphone jack, and fast charging. The iPhone 10 doesn't have none of that. I mean, it has it, but you got to pay for it. You don't have what? You don't have a fingerprint sensor. You don't have a headphone jack, and you have to pay for the fast charging. It's ridiculous. I don't know, guys. I just never been into the latest and the greatest. I have an iPhone SE because it was very affordable, and I could afford it. And I probably will buy iPhone in the future, but I'm not gonna pay $1,000 for it. You're never gonna see me with an iPhone 10. As long as they make the SE, or if I can afford the 8 or the 7, you're gonna probably catch me with the previous version unless Apple comes out and surprises me. So, yeah, guys, I've been on here for a while. My iPhone is dying. It is getting late. Well, for me, I haven't been asleep, so I'm gonna go ahead and try to get me some sleep. Appreciate everybody that stopped in and watched. Appreciate all the likes, comments, subscribe. Definitely, if you got any questions, definitely leave them down below. Shout out to the replay crew. And yeah, guys, I will catch you guys on the next one. Appreciate all the love and support. Tell all your friends about me, and we'll try to make this go. So, make this later.